measure the effectiveness of your goal-setting program? Are there any benchmarks along the way? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Craig with LogicalSoul.com, and I want to go over these particular issues because they're crucial to your progress. Because you can have a single session with the Logical Soul, and I've done single sessions for years and years and years, and what I discovered is that these single sessions were very powerful, very potent, and that afterwards people were very transformed. It was amazing. It was just like an instant transformation, and you can look at some of these some of the testimonials, video testimonials that I have, and you can sense the transformation that took place with these people. And what happens is, after time, some of this begins to wear off. Now, the decisions don't wear off, but what happens is, just like, for example, if you have a limp, you know, you hurt your leg, for example, and you'll walk with a limp for a while. After a while, you'll start looking a little smoother. Maybe your body starts adapting to that movement. So, like that, when we change or transform certain areas of our body, mind, emotions, memory, and intuition, decisions in these levels, the rest of it begins to adapt, begins to say, well, you know, this is a new element in my physiology. This is something that's different here. And so how do you measure your progress? What are the benchmarks that if you want to achieve, say, a lot of money, and that's one of your goals, to make a certain amount of money in your life? Well, there's certain benchmarks, and obviously the obvious benchmarks would be, are you making money today? Are you making money next week? Are you making money the week after? Do you have benchmarks to be able to measure whether or not you can accept that money at each given week? And so you might want to muscle test. You might want to say, you know, I'm able to accept $100,000 this month, you know. If that's a yes, you go on to the next statement. How much can you accept in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years? And you can create in the present tense benchmarks that your body will begin to measure. Now, because the Unahipali, the Ku, does not understand time, and this is just part of the way I do affirmations, everything is in the present tense. So if you've incorporated in the present tense, I choose in 6 months to have $1 million, and you're strong, it will tell you what you want to hear. However, 6 months doesn't compute. So if you want to have $1 million in 6 months, just integrate yourself for having $1 million, period. Then in 6 months, it should be there, if you do all the steps that are in alignment with that. And the way you do that is to set up benchmarks in the form of actions. Actions are those things which you choose to do or choose not to do. And if you're procrastinating type, like I used to be, then what you do is you put off a lot of things as much as possible. The way to overcome procrastination is simply to further my goal. I choose to do that to further my goal. I choose to do the other. If you're weak on any of these things, then there's a weak link, and that will be your weak link, and that will stop you. So to create benchmarks is not so much to set goals for future this, future that, but to integrate your mind, body, emotions, memory, and intuition to the current level of reality so that you are established in fulfillment of that goal in the current moment, right now, right here. And that's the most powerful thing you can do to further your goals. If you have to, say, hire 3 people in order to reach that, I choose to hire 3, or hiring 3 people is the highest thing I can do. Test for that. Or I choose to hire 3 people to further this. Test for that. If it's weak, if something inside of you doesn't like working with people, say I choose to hire 3 people, you'll go weak. You'll simply go weak because something inside of you says, I hate having employees. I hate working with people. What can I do? And so if that's weak, then that's an area you need to address. That's a particular aspect of the business or making money that you need to look at. It's almost foolproof. It's very practical, very powerful, and very quick. And so there's no need to waste a whole lot of money on research and development. What you need to do is get congruent, get established in the understanding that this is powerful for you, that this is what you need to do. A lot of times your subconscious, in the form of intuition, will tell you if something is right or not right. Listen to that. By listening to your body, by listening to the benchmarks that you establish every step along the way, you will come to the right decision and the right action to take at any given time. This is Dr. Michael Craig with TheLogicalSoul.com.